The Phoenicians were an ancient Semitic-speaking people who occupied the coastal regions of present-day Lebanon, Syria, and northern Israel, flourishing between 1500 and 300 BCE. Renowned for their seafaring abilities, commercial acumen, and cultural contributions, they established a far-reaching influence across the Mediterranean. Their legacy is marked not only by their economic and technological advancements, but also by their contributions to language, with the spread of the Phoenician alphabet serving as a foundation for many modern writing systems. The Phoenicians were instrumental in shaping the ancient world, serving as intermediaries between great empires and small, diverse cultures. The Phoenicians originated in the ancient Near East, primarily along the Levantine coast, where cities like Byblos, Sidon, and Tyre became prominent. Their civilization emerged in a region that had long been inhabited by other Semitic-speaking peoples, yet the Phoenicians established a distinct identity due to their maritime prowess and expansive trade networks. The term Phoenician derives from the Greek word phoenix, meaning purple, referring to their famous trade in Tyrian purple dye, a rare and valuable color derived from murex snails. This dye became a symbol of wealth and prestige, notably worn by royalty across the Mediterranean. Despite the Greeks calling them Phoenicians, they referred to themselves by the names of their city-states, such as the people of Sidon, Sidonians, or Tyre, Tyrians. The Phoenician civilization was not a unified empire, but a collection of independent city-states, each governed by its own king. The Phoenician cities were strategically located along the Mediterranean, providing access to important trade routes that connected them to neighboring powers such as Egypt, Mesopotamia, and the Hittite Empire. The Phoenicians are best known for their role as master seafarers and traders. By the 2nd millennium BCE, they had become the dominant maritime power in the Mediterranean, trading extensively with Egypt, Greece, and even further afield. Their ships, known for their speed and sturdiness, allowed them to establish trade routes that extended from the Levant to the Atlantic coast of Africa, the Iberian Peninsula, and beyond. They were also pioneers in long-distance trade, bringing goods from the east, such as spices, metals, and textiles, to the west, and exchanging them for valuable raw materials. The Phoenicians are credited with the creation of the birema, a type of ship with 2 rows of oars that increased speed and maneuverability. These advancements in shipbuilding allowed them to navigate the treacherous waters of the Mediterranean with greater ease, which contributed to their dominance in sea trade. Their expertise in shipbuilding and navigation, combined with their willingness to explore new territories, made them central figures in the spread of goods, ideas, and culture throughout the Mediterranean basin. Phoenician trade was not limited to mere exchange of goods. It facilitated cultural interactions between civilizations. Their vast network of colonies, such as Carthage in North Africa, Cadiz in Spain, and several trading posts along the western Mediterranean, helped to spread Phoenician culture and technologies, blending local traditions with foreign influences. This trade network allowed the Phoenicians to control the flow of precious metals, including silver and tin, which were crucial to the Bronze Age economy. One of the most significant contributions of the Phoenicians to world history is their development of an alphabetic writing system. While earlier civilizations like the Egyptians and Sumerians had developed complex writing systems based on hundreds of symbols or characters, the Phoenicians simplified this approach by creating an alphabet consisting of only 22 characters. This innovation occurred around 1050 BCE and revolutionized communication, allowing for easier learning and dissemination of written language. The Phoenician alphabet was phonetic, meaning each symbol represented a sound rather than a whole word or idea. This made writing more accessible and adaptable, and it facilitated literacy among a broader segment of society, not just the elite. The Phoenician alphabet became the foundation for several later writing systems, including Greek and Latin, which in turn influenced many modern alphabets. The spread of the alphabet, particularly through Phoenician traders and colonists, contributed to the dissemination of literacy across the Mediterranean. Phoenician religion and culture were deeply influenced by their geographic location and their interactions with neighboring civilizations. Like many ancient peoples, they practiced a polytheistic religion with gods that reflected natural forces and human experiences. Key deities in the Phoenician pantheon included Baal, a storm god, Astarte, goddess of fertility and war, and Melkart, a god associated with the city of Tyre, akin to Heracles in Greek mythology. Temples dedicated to these gods were centers of civic and religious life, and the Phoenicians also practiced rituals that involved sacrifices, offerings, and festivals. Their religion was deeply intertwined with their maritime activities. Melkart, for instance, was the protector of sailors, and his temples were built in coastal cities and overseas colonies. Carthage, founded by Phoenician settlers, continued to worship Phoenician gods while adapting its religion to local influences. The Phoenicians also had a rich artistic culture, seen in their intricate jewelry, pottery, and metalwork. They were influenced by Egyptian, Assyrian, and Greek art, which is evident in the hybrid style of their artifacts. The Phoenicians' craftsmanship in luxury goods, such as ivory carvings and metal inlays, made them highly sought after across the Mediterranean. The political history of the Phoenicians was largely shaped by their geography and their relationships with powerful empires. Since their city-states were situated on narrow strips of land between the mountains and the sea, they were frequently subject to invasions and domination by larger powers, including Egypt, the Hittites, Assyria, and Babylon. Throughout much of their history, the Phoenician cities maintained a degree of autonomy due to their wealth and strategic importance. They paid tribute to foreign empires when necessary, but they managed to preserve their independence through diplomacy, trade, and at times military alliances. This changed in the 9th century BCE when the Assyrian Empire began to exert greater control over the Levant. The Assyrian kings extracted heavy tributes from the Phoenician city-states, yet Phoenicia's continued prosperity allowed them to weather this period of domination. In the 6th century BCE, the Babylonians under Nebuchadnezzar II conquered Phoenicia, and after a brief period of Babylonian rule, Phoenicia came under the influence of the Persian Empire. The Persians used Phoenician ships and expertise in their own imperial ambitions, particularly during the Greco-Persian Wars. While the Phoenician city-states of the Levant eventually declined, their western colonies, particularly Carthage, rose to prominence. Carthage, founded in the 9th century BCE by settlers from Tyre, grew into a powerful city-state and later an empire. By the 5th century BCE, Carthage had become the dominant maritime power in the western Mediterranean, rivaling Rome. Carthage retained many elements of Phoenician culture, including its language, religion, and maritime expertise. However, the rise of Rome in the 3rd century BCE brought Carthage into direct conflict with the Roman Republic, culminating in the Punic Wars. Despite Carthage's initial success in these wars, particularly under the leadership of the general Hannibal, it was ultimately defeated by Rome in 146 BCE, leading to the destruction of the city. Although the Phoenicians themselves were eventually absorbed by larger empires, their cultural and technological contributions left an indelible mark on the world. Their alphabet laid the groundwork for modern writing systems. Their maritime innovations expanded the boundaries of trade and exploration, and their colonies, especially Carthage, played a crucial role in the power dynamics of the ancient Mediterranean. Their influence on language, religion, and commerce is evident in the later civilizations that arose in the Mediterranean world, including the Greeks and Romans. In many ways, the Phoenicians were intermediaries between East and West, bridging cultural and economic divides. Their ability to adapt and thrive in a region dominated by powerful empires is a testament to their resilience and ingenuity, making them one of the most influential yet often overlooked civilizations of the ancient world.